If any animal can claim the title of world's most popular animal, the giant panda would be a strong contender. Studies regularly show that their presence in a zoo can more than double the visitor attendance. So what is it about these black and white bears that makes them such an instant hit with the public?
Put together the following features which the giant panda has: a relatively large head, the appearance of large eyes thanks to those black eye patches, relatively short limbs, and a rotund appearance. Notice that all these features also describe a human baby. In other words, through this element in the human psyche called neoteny, we are naturally drawn to animals that resemble human babies and to find them cute. The panda's upright posture when sitting down to feed, and the way it grasps the bamboo, further adds to the human-like appearance, and once again anthropomorphism comes into play. Stephen Jay Gould, the renowned Harvard evolutionary biologist, titled his collection of 31 scientific essays The Panda's Thumb, in homage to the unique adaptation that unites the two pandas. This is an extraordinary example of convergent evolution, the phenomena where unrelated species end up with identical features due to the demands of a similar lifestyle. While the giant panda is indeed a bear, the smaller red panda is in its own family but is most closely related to the raccoons. Both have developed that enlarged wrist bone, the pseudo-thumb, to aid in grasping the bamboo better, given the dominance of this particular plant in their respective diets. That being said, the red panda is less reliant on bamboo than its larger Chinese namesake, feeding also on fruits, flowers, eggs, and small animals. For the giant panda, eating virtually nothing but bamboo was its way of, economically speaking, cornering a niche market. As a food, bamboo, which is actually a giant woody kind of grass, is incredibly difficult to survive on. Tough on the teeth, fibrous, and having such a low calorie count, the panda, with the short gut it shares with its fellow bears, needs to eat as much as 40 kilos a day. And even then, it doesn't have that much energy to spare, hence its general lack of activity. But the principle is, if you are able to live on a food source that most others would shun, you have that resource pretty much to yourself. And in a world full of competitors, this makes sense, as any savvy businessman would tell you. For all its evolutionary success, the giant panda is also ecology's poster child for the dangers of overspecialization. Part of the problem that eating bamboo presents is the plant's own life cycle. Depending on the species, every 10 to 100 years, all the bamboo plants in one area flower together, drop seeds, and die, meaning an entire mountainside of dead bamboo at times. The dispersed seeds can take up to 20 years to grow big enough to support pandas, so the best solution would be to move to a new area with still living bamboo. Needless to say, the fact that China has the world's largest human population means that large tracts of bamboo forests and other wild areas have been destroyed for agriculture and urban development. With no other food to fall back on, the panda population declined to around 1,000 animals by the 2000s. Since then, conservation efforts by both local and foreign institutes and zoos have helped to upgrade the giant panda's IUCN status from endangered to vulnerable in 2016.
The story of the giant panda has shown what conservation success can be achieved if people actually want to save a species. However, it was with an insanely popular animal that has cost nations and their zoos millions to preserve. If so much time and money and effort is needed to save a charismatic species, is there any hope for any less popular but potentially more essential species?